Hello, everybody. How lovely to have you here. I'm Richard Osman. Welcome along to another brand new week on House of Games. 4 brand new famous faces all battling it out for this awful, awful trophy. Who are our players this week? They are Colin Murray, Sally Phillips, Nathan Caton, and Ronnie Ancona. Welcome, one and all. How lovely, how innocent it all seems now on a Monday. By the end of the week, Colin, I've got to tell you, it becomes a scrum. Now, you're quite a competitive man, Cole, right?
Apart from at quizzes where I get blind panic.
Oh, literally, that is music to my ears, Colin.
Blind panic. You literally confirmed my name there.
Yes.
And I
Colin
thought,
Murray.
is that right? Is that my name? Was that what I was given? Is that
You
on
are
my birth
going to
certificate?
absolutely love round one. That is the first question. Colin, lovely to have you here. Sally, lovely to have you here as well.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Now, an interesting dynamic. You and Ronnie, very good friends. How is the dynamic going to work out across the week, do you think, with the competition between the two of you?
She's got my brain, so...
The trouble is with my brain is that I have basically my head is like a demented butterfly. There are just certain things that my brain just goes, no, I'm sorry, I don't have all the relevant information. I cannot answer.
I mean...
Well, most things, actually.
Listen, I was already looking forward to this week. Now, from blind panic to demented butterfly, I am rubbing my hands in glee. Nathan, how lovely to have you here. Now, stand-up comedians traditionally do very well on this show. I hate to break that to you.
Oh, gosh.
So, at the end of the week, we've got the trophy, but at the end of every day, we also have a daily prize. OK, would you like to take a look at the first selection of daily prizes and let me know what you would take were you to win today?
Go for it.
So here's your first selection. There's the House of Games robe. There's the shower curtain, the towel, the bread bin, and the cocktail shaker. Anything you fancy there?
Cocktail shaker. I've been drinking a lot of alcohol in the last...
Oh, listen, that does you great credit, Nathan. If you're watching at home, children, don't drink alcohol. It's very bad for you, but... what would you go for, Ronnie?
I think the bread bin.
Sally?
Snuggling up in your robe, Richard.
Yeah, listen, good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Colin?
I go for the dressing gown, or as we call it in Northern Ireland, the house coat.
Oh, the house coats. How lovely. Listen, we got all week together, quizzing away. One of you at the end of the week is going to take away this trophy. Shall we play our first round? OK, every time I press this buzzer, a new round comes up. I never know what it's going to be. You never know what it's going to be. Let's find out our first round this week, which is... Sorry, wrong number. Fingers on buzzers, please, everybody. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to have to do something to the answer. There'll be a number in the answer, and you have to do this to it. Subtract 1.
Oh,
OK. Here's your first question. Divine rules of conduct in Christianity, also known as the Decalogue. Yes, Sally.
9 commandments.
The 9 commandments? Well played. The 10 commandments become the 9 commandments. Next question. BBC sketch show that featured Rowan Atkinson, Pamela Stephenson, Mel Smith and Griff Rhys-Jones. Sally.
Not the 8 o'clock news.
Not the 8 o'clock news. She started well, hasn't she?
very good.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised than anyone.
Next question. 2000 film starring Nicolas Cage as a master car thief.
Oh.
Nathan.
Gone in 59 seconds.
Gone in 59 seconds?
Oh.
It is, well done. Gone in 60 seconds becomes gone in 59 seconds. Forget subtracting 1. Your next sum is this. Multiply by 2, please, the following answers. Here's your first one. 1998 Guy Ritchie crime film starring Jason Fleming, Dexter Fletcher and Vinnie Jones. Yes, Nathan.
Lock, stock and 4 smoking barrels.
Must be. Lock, stock and 4 smoking barrels. It is. Well done. Here's your next question. Multiply the answer by 2, please. What is the title of this song?
I always had that dream like my daddy before me.
Yes, Ronnie.
Once we were 11 years old.
Can you see Sally immediately buzzing in the second you buzz in?
22.
Is it 22?
Oh.
It's not,
no,
I'm afraid. Anyone
and
else
that was
fancy it? Sally.
14 years old.
14 years, absolutely. I'll give you that. 7 years by Lucas Graham becomes 14 years. Well played, Sally. Multiply this by 2, please. Comedy act whose members included the film actors Moe, Shemp, Larry, Curly, Joe and Curly Joe at various times. Yes, Sally.
The Six Stooges.
The Six Stooges? Well played. Another point to Sally Phillips. Nicely done. Next sum. So forget multiplying by 2. I wonder if you could now add 50.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, gosh. How about that's some real maths, isn't it? Here's your first one. What is the title of this song?
A little bit of Monica.
Yes, Nathan.
Mambo number 55.
Mambo number 55. Well played, Nathan.
Very
Nicely
good.
played. And final question in this round. US sitcom written by and starring Tina Fey. Yes, Ronnie.
80 Rock.
80 Rock. Well played, Ronnie Ancona. Point to you.
One.
That is the end of that round. Let's take a look at our first leaderboard, shall we, on Monday's House of Games.
Oh, dear.
Here's how we're looking. Colin keeping his powder dry there with nothing at all. Ronnie, you have 1. Nathan, 3. Sally Phillips, early leader with 4 points. Well played, Sally. Nicely done. Let's move straight on, shall we? Play round 2, which today is distinctly average. This is a pairs game. The person in last place gets to choose their partner in a pairs game. The person currently in last place, Colin, is you. Who would you like to play this with?
Sally.
You want to go with the person with the most points?
Yeah, exactly.
Colin and Sally are a team. Nathan and Ronnie, you are a team as well. Now, tablets out, please,
Right.
everybody. I'm going to ask you some questions now. I just need you to write down an answer. It'll be a number, and I'll take the average of each team's score.
Okay, cool.
Okay? Here is your first question. As of March 2020, how many approved driving instructors are there in Great Britain? What do you think at home on this one? Driving instructors. I mean, where do you begin with that? OK, everybody is in. What do you think at home? You got something at home? Colin, is there any way you can kind of even begin to work this out?
Well, I worked based on the fact that, like, when I took my test, there wasn't that many options of places to go.
Gotcha.
So I think there's a lot of people taking tests, but not the weight was there. So I kind of put it in around 22,000, and then the one
22,001, just in
that
case.
taught me.
Yeah. Sally, are you going up or down from 22,000?
I'm going quite a lot up because I still haven't passed my test, and I have had,
How many?
including Richard Madeley.
Richard Madeley gave you driving lessons.
No, he offered to though.
Did
He
he?
did offer to.
Let's take a look at your average, Colin and Sally. Your average is 58,500 and a half.
Yeah.
Is that close to where you are at home? Nathan, where are you? Anywhere near that?
I've gone a bit higher than Sally.
Wow.
Based on the amount of times that I swear behind the learner drive on a daily basis, I've gone for 150,000.
And Ronnie, what are you saying?
I've gone for 25,000.
25,000, says
Which
Ronnie.
is, I mean,
Yeah, that doesn't-
desperately
So,
a random
you and Colin think
guess.
roughly the same. Let's take a look at the average here, shall we, for Ronnie and Nathan. Is 87,500 is the average. What do you think at home? What are you closest to? Let's find out, shall we? How many approved driving instructors are there in Great Britain, and which team has won the point?
Oh,
39,000.
Let's go, Maureen. Let's go, Maureen.
Done.
So, Colin and I, we were
much closer.
Ronnie was the closest.
Wow.
I told you that first
I was the closest,
You
and
were
I
the
get no
closest.
point. Can I just get that?
It
Is that right?
Unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, you got a moral victory there, Ronnie. Let's take a look at your next question. I wonder if you can give me an answer for this. Up to August 2020, how many sightings of the Loch Ness Monster have there been, according to the
Amazing.
official Loch Ness Monster sightings register?
Amazing.
Goodness.
It's nice to know there's an official register.
I mean, it'll be a lot
I
less
get-
than the unofficial Loch Ness Monster Sightings Register.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
well,
I
I'm a
keep.
member of that site.
Yeah.
I know that number.
What do you think at home? How many sightings have there been according to the official register? Everyone is locked in. Nathan, what was your thinking here?
My thinking was just pick a number and hope that it's somewhere nearby.
Oh, that's great thinking.
No,
What have you gone with?
Gone with 613.
613.
Don't know why, that number just popped into my head.
But
and
it
thought,
looks quite Nessie-esque. if
Well,
know what
thank
I mean.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll go with that logic.
yeah, beautiful. Have you gone up or down, Ronnie, from 613?
548.
548, says Ronnie. So your average, Nathan and Ronnie, is 580 and a half. Colin, you got the look of a man maybe he's gone bigger.
I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Okay.
I do think that's too low. I
Okay.
think people want to believe. So I've went 3,423, and also because I don't trust the official Loch Ness Monster Sightings Register. It's in their interest
Yes.
to inflate the figures.
bump up the numbers.
I trust them no more than I do any government.
So 3,423 and a lovely picture of the Loch Ness Monster there.
Right, it was, I mean, it is really special.
Really, I mean, it's quite something, Cole. Sally,
I'm
up or down from
wildly out
3,000?
of kilter with my
Oh, hello.
colleagues here.
10.
I thought
Wow.
there probably weren't many. I mean, I was tempted to write 0.
What?
Official sightings?
So you thought maybe there'd be
Official
0.
sightings. Like, I mean,
No.
how did they verify the official sightings? I understand they'd be keen to verify them.
But your average
No, I
might
think
be
it's going
okay.
to come together well here.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think you've got it again.
So your average, Sally and
Lord.
Colin, 1,716 and a half. So,
Okay.
how many sightings have there been, and which pair have got the point? 1,001. Oh, that's pretty close. Wow.
How close is
How
that?
close is that? Nathan and Ronnie get the
very-
point.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
we
about
did.
500 away.
Yeah,
You're about
we did.
600 away. Very well played, Nathan and Ronnie. Nicely done. 1,121. Well done if you were close to that home. Let's take a look at our last question in this round. In kilometres, what is the distance between the Australian cities of Perth on the west coast and Sydney on the east coast?
So how big is Australia, basically? Okay.
Yeah.
Too far.
How long in kilometres is the UK?
Well, I mean, that would help, wouldn't it?
That would help, because then you could go 1, 2, 3, 4.
What do we think at home on this one? Are you Australian? Perhaps you are. Some of you, statistically, some of you are. I know that. In which case, how wide is your country in kilometres? Is my question to you. It's a big old place, isn't it, Australia? OK, everyone is locked in. Sally, what was your thinking here? Do you think it's
I thought
fine.
1,200
1,200 kilometres.
kilometres.
I think that roughly is the length
Because
of
I was
Britain.
thinking how long it took to fly and how fast a plane went.
Oh, how fast does it take to fly?
Well, it's about 4 or 5 hours, and
Okay.
it's 200-300 miles an hour.
There you go, 1,200. Colin, are you going up or down from 1,200?
Up, that's exactly where I went on the 700 and something miles. And then something maybe 2.5, 3 times the length. So.
OK, so 2,800, so not crazily different. And your average is 2,000.
I don't think that's
2,000
terrible.
kilometres. Nathan, what do you think? You've gone higher than that or lower than that?
I've gone lower, but I feel like now I've done something wrong. I've gone 200.
Oh, yes.
kilometres.
Yeah. I think you've gone too short there. I do. I'm going to controversially say that's roughly London to Liverpool.
Yeah, I've got my maths wrong.
Ronnie, I hope you've gone very big for this average.
I haven't gone very big, but I've gone for 3,000 kilometres.
OK,
Yeah,
3,000 kilometres.
on the same lines that Sal said, but I think it's about a 5-hour flight, and I think you fly at about 500 miles an hour.
Lovely. Let's take a look at your average. Ronnie and Nathan, your average is 1,600 kilometres. What do you think at home? Where have you gone on this one? What is the distance and who's got the point? 3,274. Colin and Sally get the point, but Ronnie the
Can I
closest
Can I
again.
just point out
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
twice in this game,
I know.
I've got the closest to the average, not got the point.
I know.
It's only Monday.
Yeah, it's only
Don't
Monday.
worry, you'll be wiping the floor with us, weeping on our...
When you say that, I feel even worse.
I think that's the idea, Nathan. I think that's why it's been said. That is the end of that round. Tablets away, please, everybody.
Good round, that.
And we'll take a little look at our scores, shall we? Take a look at our early leaders. Ronnie and Colin, you have 2 points each. Nathan, you have 4. Our leader with 6 points, Sally Phillips. Well done, Sally, staying out in the lead there. Let's go straight on, shall we? Play another round. Our next round today is going to be... Win when they're singing. OK, fingers on buzzers, everybody here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play you the first couple of bars of a famous song.
Yeah.
We're then going to fade it out so you won't be able to hear it. I need you to keep playing along with it in your head, and the moment you think the first word is sung in that song, press your buzzer.
Amazing.
OK? And whoever gets the closest will get themselves a point. At home, you played this before, you know how this works. Get your phone out, get your stopwatch on as well, so you can play along. So everybody at home, you're about to hear the first song, so press your stopwatches now. Look at this is cocky from Colin. Wow. Very early buzzes from the other three, all of whom just copied each other, I think.
Song.
I don't even know what the song was.
It was a panicked buzz.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, hey.
I am living in a material world.
So, yeah, the song, you're absolutely right, was Material Girl by Madonna. Let's take a look at your times. Some very early buzzing there. Colin, 15. What do you think at home? What have you got on your stopwatch? Should we have a little listen and see who's got the points?
Not me.
Go again.
Oh, it did go again.
Again.
Well done.
And again.
Oh, went again. I had
Whoa.
another 8 bars. No way.
Wow, Madonna.
Oh, she loves an intro.
Whoa.
Loves an intro.
Wow. Somebody-
Blimey. 28. That's 28 seconds of good telly, isn't it? Really? I'll tell you that. Take a clip of that and send it off to BAFTA. Whoa. How about that?
I can tell you what went wrong with me. I actually
really
got the
fell in-
different song. I got the wrong song. I thought it was in the beginning to Can You Feel It?
Yeah.
Can you feel? It's not that different.
Interesting.
I
Actually.
didn't even know what song it was. I just followed everyone.
Exactly.
I was like, what's that? Boom.
Now, at home, we're about to play the second song. So start your stopwatches now. Ronnie's in. Sally's in. There's Nathan and Colin straight after. Interesting. What was that song?
It was My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion.
Oh, of course
yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Of course it was. So that song was My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. I think it was,
Terrible,
wasn't it?
terrible tune,
I
yeah.
think it was. From Titanic and what have you. Let's take a look at your timings. All the way from
Oh, my
Ronnie on
goodness.
15 up to Colin on 20. What have you got at home? What's on your stopwatch? Good luck, everyone. Shall we have a little listen, see who's got the points? I wouldn't even know where this goes.
There's a little bit of silence just before the vocal, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, that was the extra second somewhere, maybe.
I see.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then she's silent for a bit here.
Colin just gets it.
Very strong.
That's so close between Colin and Nathan, 19.95. Final one in this round. Get your stopwatches ready. And your, come on. And your final song starts now. Yeah, that was a good one, wasn't it? I think I was banging at exactly the same time as everyone here. Nobody does it better. Carly Simon. These are going to be very close these times, I suspect. I mean, look at that within
Wow.
0.6 of a second, really. OK, what have you got at home? Let's take a listen to this and see who's got a point. It's going to be mighty close.
Nobody does.
Colin gets the point. Well played, Colin. Nicely done.
You know your tunes, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beautifully done.
if it doesn't involve any academic knowledge, I'm all right.
You're laughing. You're laughing. All those years as a DJ.
Yeah.
Well played, Colin. It's the end of that round. Let's take a look at what it's done to our leaderboard, shall we? 2 rounds to go on Monday's House of Games. 2 rounds until we find our first champion, give away our first prize. And here's how we look. Ronnie, you have 2. Nathan, 4. Colin, 5. And Sally, our leader, with 6 points. Well done, Sally. 2 rounds to go, though. Very, very close today. Round 4 today is going to be... Where is Kazakhstan? Now, I wonder if you could take your tablets out, please.
Yeah.
I'm going
Amazing.
to show you a map
Oh, yeah.
now. Well, this is a map of Europe, OK?
Yeah.
Self-evidently. I want you to find the following things, please. The first thing I need you to find is this. The city whose name is also the title of a 1996 UK Top 10 single by The Beautiful South.
Well,
the
I
song?
don't know.
What do you think on this one? Do you know the song? And then do you know where that is?
Don't know the song.
Yes.
I only know Perfect 10.
Have you suddenly remembered what the song is?
Yes. But
Oh,
there's got
nice.
several in it, isn't there?
No, I haven't. I can't remember the song.
You
but
just
it's the
made me
title.
doubt the name of the song now.
So, Sally, you didn't know the song, so what was your thinking?
Dublin.
Dublin. Let's take a look at where Sally is. If Dublin is the answer, get yourself a point.
I've nailed it.
Nathan, did you know the song?
No, I don't know. I was 10 or something. I thought Amsterdam, because when you don't know what to do, just pick
So you
go to
thought,
Amsterdam.
And well, you're in the Netherlands there. You just got yourself a little interested noise from Colin. Did you remember the song, Ronnie, in the end?
Yes, I put Amsterdam, Rotterdam, something, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, something in Rome.
Let's take a look at where Ronnie is.
Yeah.
Same place. Lovely.
Yeah.
Colin, the song is
Rotterdam.
Rotterdam, so you're absolutely
Oh.
right.
Yeah.
Rotterdam.
Rotterdam.
Oh, says Nathan, suddenly things are getting interesting.
No,
Rotterdam, which I
Brilliant.
think is in Ireland.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at where Colin is.
Whoa!
I mean, same place,
Right,
right?
this is like nail biting.
So let's take a little look. The answer was Rotterdam. Where's that? Who scored the point? I'm giving that to all three of you there too. You're also close. A point to all of you. Well done.
Done.
Well done. Nicely played. Rotterdam, the answer. Well done if you got that at home. Here's the next thing I would like you to find, please. The resort town of Ayia Napa. Where is Ayia Napa?
Well, where I thought it was isn't on this map.
Okay,
So,
interesting.
so once again,
Do you know this one? At home? Anyone been? Everybody's in. That is terrific news. Colin, do you know what Ayia Napa is?
I think it's a Greek island, I think, in that area, and it's where people go to listen to bad music.
Let's take a look at where Colin is.
Somewhere there.
That's roughly where you are. Now, Sadie, you didn't think it was in Europe. Where did you
no.
think
Well, no,
it
I
was
thought it was
originally?
in Ibiza,
Okay.
and that didn't appear. So then I just went for another island.
Okay, let's see where Sally is.
Oh, it might be.
You're in the
yeah.
you're in the Sally Arix, I'm going to say.
Sally Erics, yeah.
Nathan, what was your thinking?
I believe Ayia Napa's like Greek Cyprus area.
Gotcha.
But I haven't got Cyprus right, I don't think. I've kind of
Okay.
gone a bit too west.
Let's take a look at where Nathan is. Yeah, you're joining Colin in the Greek islands. Which is lovely. Ronnie, what were you thinking?
I should be in the Greek islands but then I thought it was off one of the Balearics because it sounds as if it's to the Greek, but I've mucked up. And now
Okay.
I've put the Balearics, but I haven't put the Balearics. I've actually, by mistake, I'm in southern Spain.
Okay,
It's
let's
all
take a-
gone wrong.
Let's take a look at where Ronnie is. Yeah, just off the coast of Spain. So we got Spain in seats 2 and 4 versus Greece in seats 1 and 3. Okay, let's take a look, shall we? Where is Ayia Napa and who is closest?
Come on, baby.
Ooh.
It is in Cyprus, and the closest one there is Colin. Colin, you get yourself a point. Well done. Nicely played. Final thing I want you to find now is this. The site of the first Olympic Winter Games held in 1924.
Okay.
I mean, this is guesswork, isn't it?
Something in the back of head tells me a place, but I think if I go for it, it's so extreme, I won't be near. So I'm thinking strategic.
Oh, I was thinking strategically. Interesting. What do you think at home? Where were the first Olympic Winter Games held? I mean, up a mountain, that's for sure, but which mountain? Everyone is in. Nathan, what were you thinking on this?
I was gone for where's cold,
Yeah, nice.
but it was a big city that would host an Olympics. I've gone for Moscow.
Interesting. So let's take a look at where Nathan is.
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, in Russia, for sure. Ronnie, what were you thinking here?
I didn't know, but I have actually gone for Oslo.
Oslo. It's absolutely the sort of place they hold it, yep. And that's exactly where you are, in Norway. Colin, what were you thinking? You're a sports expert.
I think Nathan's like absolutely right thought process because it would have had to have been able to hold it
Yeah.
as well. So go big city. I wanted to go far north, but then I thought I think it might have been Austria. So I went
Okay.
in between. So I'm just trying to straddle.
Ah, so you're playing
So I
strategically.
went bang in the middle of all the countries that could have hosted it.
Right, okay.
I think
Kind
though,
of in between Poland and Sweden.
I'm not sure it would have been that far north, but we'll see.
Sally, where do you think it was?
Well, I was thinking we've just had the First World War and the Russian Revolution, and so I thought not Moscow. I wasn't sure Scandinavia was up to it at that point, so and then I couldn't remember if Italy must have been involved in the First World War, but I decided Turin.
So you've gone Turin.
Great to cover that bit. It could have been Alps based.
Yeah, you're on the Swiss-Italian border there.
Right.
So what do you think at home on this one? What was the site of the first Olympic Winter Games? Well, I can tell you, well, when I tell you where it was, we'll know who's got the point already. Because It was in Chamonix in France. And so the point
well
goes
done.
to Sally Phillips. Well done, Sally. Nicely done. Well done if you said that at home. Good work. That is the end of that round. We've got one more round to go on Monday's House of Games. Let's take a look at our leaderboard going into that final round. Still just 4 points between everybody. Ronnie, you have 3. Nathan, 5. Joint leaders, Colin and Sally, 7 points each. How about that? But our final round, of course, is Answer Smash. An Answer Smash, 4 points can be made up, so anybody can still win this. That is definitely the case. Fingers on buzzers, please, everybody. Point for a correct answer, point off, don't forget, for an incorrect answer. Your first category is reptile. So there'll be a picture of a reptile, there'll be a clue above. Smash the clue into the picture, please. Here's your first one. Best of luck, everyone. In which 1988 film does Tom Hanks play a teenager who wakes up in the body of an adult? Colin.
Big Guana.
Big Iguana is the right answer. Well done. Big and Iguana. Big Iguana. Here's your next one. The city of New Orleans is in which US state? Colin.
Louisiana Conda.
Louisiana Conda. Louisiana and Anaconda. Colin gets another point. Looking good for him. The next category is comedy actors. Oh, we've got a couple of those here, haven't we? Or 3, yeah, 3
Wait
really.
till you see me get
You've
no
just smashed
points for this as well.
There'll be a clue. There'll be a comedy actor below. Smash them together, please. Here's your first one. Which Daredevil character from the Muppets is nicknamed the Great? Sally.
The great Gonzo Wanamaker.
Great Gonzo Wanamaker. Gonzo Wanamaker. Well done. Here's your next clue and your next comedy actor. Which Quentin Tarantino film series follows Uma Thurman's character as she seeks revenge? Yes, Sally.
Kill Bill Nye.
Kill Bill Nye is the right answer. Well done. The next category is DIY equipment. Come on, the pictures will be DIY equipment. There'll be a clue.
My
Finally.
perfect subject.
Finally. Here's your first one. Which Noel Coward play follows a novelist who is haunted by the ghost of his first wife, Elvira? Yes, Ronnie.
Live spirit level.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ronnie Ancona. Well played, Ronnie. Blythe spirit level. Next DIY equipment. Which song by Fleetwood Mac is closely associated with Formula One television coverage? That is Colin.
The Chainsaw.
The Chainsaw. The Chain and Chainsaw. Well played, Colin. Nicely done. Next piece of DIY equipment. We're done for Monday. Monday, we're done. That's a close one, I think. So who has won Monday's House of Games? Let's take a look, shall we? It's going to be very close. Your first champion is Colin Murray by 1 point. The Chainsaw did it for you. Well done, Cole. You got yourself a prize. I wonder what you'd like to take home with you. One of these things?
I've spent a lot of 2020 naked, so I'm going to take the, as I said at Top Show, house coat.
The house coat. Colin Murray takes what I've always called the House of Games robe, but it's now the House of Games house coat. Well played, Colin. The house coat of games.
The house coat of games.
So there we go, the house coat of games. Well done, Cole. Let's take a look at our first weekly leaderboard. These are the points we're taking through. And Colin, of course, top of that as well, taking through 4 points. Well done. Colin, thank you so much, everybody. How about we do the same thing tomorrow? Same time, same place? Look forward to it very much. We'll see you as well, same time, same place, on the House of Games. You like?
I'm so happy now. I just wanted 1 out of 5, like get one prize.